Interestingly, Texas is not one of those states. So let's talk about what Texas is doing and what the feeling on the ground is there with Texas Congressman Brian Babin. Congressman, welcome back to the show.
Thank you, Sean. Great to be with you and Lindsay tonight.
Good to see you again. The Texas Tribune had this headline that says coronavirus cases in Texas are soaring again, but this time Governor Greg Abbott says no lockdown coming. So here's the question for you. Is Governor Abbott doing the right thing? Does he have the right approach? What is that right balance that you think needs to be taken between protecting public health and intruding on our civil liberties?
Look, as a United States congressman and also as a healthcare provider, I practiced dentistry for 36 years. And I understand, pandemics, but there has to be reason here. We cannot have COVID, which has been used as an excuse to do all kinds of things by government officials, most of them Democrats. We've got to maintain our constitutional rights. And COVID has been an excuse to shut these rights down. And now they're trying to tell us how we spend our holidays. I don't think so. And then we look at the hypocrisy of a lot of these Democrat leaders. Governor Newsom in California, he's issuing new lockdown rules, mask rules. You can't have over a certain number of people. And yet he is seen partying like mad at a facility. With much bigger numbers than what he was supposed to have been with his own rules. So this is the kind of thing. We cannot allow COVID to be an excuse to make people kowtow to an overbearing government, and this is exactly what the Democrats are trying to do.
Yeah, and I know you tweeted about that. The CDC, as Sean mentioned, came out with some new rules, or I should say guidelines, for people. I want to read a couple of those. As cases continue to increase rapidly across the United States, and the safest way to celebrate Thanksgiving is to celebrate at home with the people you live with. Gathering with family and friends who do not live with you can increase the chances of getting or spreading COVID-19 or the flu. They go on to say travel may increase your chances of getting and spreading COVID-19. Postponing travel and staying at home is the best way to protect yourself and others this year. You know, a lot of people are concerned, obviously, with this rise. 250,000 people have passed away from the coronavirus now. Sean mentioned Governor Abbott. Do you think that he's taking the right approach to handling Texas?
Yeah, I think he's doing. There are some people that complain that Governor Abbott maybe had gone a little bit too far in the past, but I think he's doing the right thing here. We're not locking down. I think we're taking precautions, commonsensical precautions, and we all know that this is a serious illness. We absolutely do. But it's serious for those who they're either elderly or they have underlying health conditions. And that's the part of our segment of population that needs to be protected. But we have to be able to use our own common sense and telling families who they can spend their Thanksgiving with, how many people, and so on and so forth. I think it's just way over the line. And let's do the right thing here. Let's use common sense. Use a mask, wash your hands, and use that common sense when you're going out for gatherings. And my goodness, when you're having a Thanksgiving dinner at your own house, and you've got some governor that is trying to tell you how many people you can have and to not have it, that's way over the line. It's outrageous as far as I'm concerned. And again, COVID has been an excuse to do all kinds of things, and not the least of which to have a lot of these election laws changed. And this is where we are today because of COVID. I can tell you, if we hadn't had COVID, President Trump would have won in a landslide, an absolute landslide, and he may have anyway.
You know, it is interesting how, they put out a guidelines about Thanksgiving. I'm with you, by the way. Use common sense. Wear a mask, socially distance, do all this stuff. They put out this safer Thanksgiving. This is coming from the CDC. A lot of these things make sense, right? Kind of package the stuff for individuals, minimize contact. A lot of these are smart. One caught my eye, though, Congressman. At the very bottom there of these things, it says shop online Black Friday, saves going out in person. Okay, that one kind of caught my eye a little, and I think it makes sense. Like, okay, common sense, you could shop online. But the problem is, I don't know it's the place of the government to be telling you how to shop. And I say that in the interest of small businesses. So if you run a store, and I've gone to a lot of stores where they're, one person in, one person out, they're doing it safely. And I feel like that to me is not necessarily, I think that might have been the overreach there on the CDC's part.
Well, we are going to, there will be a lot of small businesses that are being harmed now, and many of them may not come back. Yeah. And we know some of them won't come back. And to continue the lockdowns, the repressive rules that, county judges, mayors, governors, most of them are Democrat, I will say that, that they're imposing on the American people and their own citizens are just hurting the American people. And quite frankly, I think the damage, I've said this before, the damage that these types of repressive orders do to people's psyche, to their psychological well-being, their mental health, in terms of substance abuse, spousal abuse, child abuse, and suicide. I think that's the damage that we need to be careful with.
That's right.
And we've got to use common sense, Sean. Absolutely.
I agree with you 100%. Common sense is the key. Doctor, Congressman, thank you for coming on and sharing your perspective. If we don't see you before Thanksgiving, have a very safe Thanksgiving.
God bless both of you. You too.
Thank you very much. All right.